Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on my Moon and Synastry podcast series. In this one, I'm going to be speaking about when your moon or your partner's moon is in the other's first house. I want to just add that while I'm doing this whole series, which I'm doing today, it happens to be one of the windiest days ever, and although I have everything closed up, it's still blowing my fireplace open, and you might hear a lot of distraction noises in the background, but that's why I always have some good music going on in the background so you can relax and just listen, or if it's upbeat or whatever. I never know what I'm going to do with the music on all my podcasts. But I do promote new artists that should be listened to more. So if you ever want to know what song's playing in the background, please just look at the description box. All right, so what happens when your moon or your partner's moon is in your fourth house? In your first house. I just did the fourth house. I'm sorry. In your first house or in your partner's first house. This is a very intuitive link. Very. You can feel each other's feelings with this one. So let me explain. The moon is our intuition to begin with. It's our emotional nature. It's what we need on an emotional level to feel secure, comfortable. It's our home base, what we feel we need in order to feel emotionally secure. So the first house is the physical body and the personality of the person. And it's how they take action. It's the first house. It's ruled by Aries, which is ruled by Mars, which is about action and initiative. So it's a pretty courageous house. And when a person's moon is in this house, there's a lot of attraction, okay? It's a physical attraction. The moon is the emotional nature, and the first house is the physical body. And there's something very comfortable about this interaction, very comfortable, to where you can feel each other. You can easily get comfortable with each other physically. It shows a great deal of emotional compatibility and sensitivity to each other's needs, physical needs, emotional needs, and all that. You also have a great deal in common. You like to talk about the same things. You are interested in a lot of the same things, and you'll find that you are very supportive of each other and your needs and desires. But the downside to this placement is that you can be very sensitive to each other, meaning you don't know when it's your feelings or when it's their feelings. And you can, get confused and really take on each other's feelings literally. It's similar to like a Neptune in the first house placement, where you're like a psychic sponge, because the moon is water and it is about emotions and it's about psychic sensitivity and illuminations and all these things. So when you're together, you can really feel each other's feelings. You know how each other feels about each other. I think this one doesn't really require a whole lot of explanations of saying things verbally. You just feel each other's feelings. You feel so comfortable. You feel you understand what the other person is feeling. When they worry, you worry. When you're worried about them, they're worried about you. It's this very strong intuitive feeling, intuitive connection. You like to spend a lot of time together. You like to be together. You enjoy being together. Now, this works both ways, okay? However, I do have to add in the fact that synastry is complicated and that you have to look at what other aspects are happening to the moon in the natal chart of the person with the moon to understand more how this will play out, because other outer planet aspects to the individual's moon, such as with Saturn or Pluto, can intensify or slow down or block some of this. So you do have to look at the individual charts of the person's planets that are transposing into your house to see how they're going to affect you, and vice versa. The sign that's on the house of the house person. So, yeah, this is a very tight-knit connection. It's very good for long-term relationships. You do just got to watch out for feeling too strongly for the other. There's a deep sensitivity. You can mix your emotions up. And sometimes when one's down, the other can be brought down. But again, if the moon person has Jupiter aspects, then they can bring the house person up when they're down because they know, it's a little complicated. But for the most part, the general gist of it is that you guys have a lot in common. You guys know how each other feels. It's a very sensitive placement. It shows a great compatibility, a feeling of belonging. It's a really good overall awesome feeling. And the moon and the house person both will be very supportive of each other. So it does make you feel good in terms of being supportive as a result of understanding each other's needs. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm going to be doing the rest of the moon synastry aspects, as many as I can get in today. So do check back for those if you're interested. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys so much. Also be sure to subscribe and click the bell if you'd like to get notified of my uploads as I do them. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you all soon.